Hey everyone, and welcome back to another under $5 eShop deals video, where each week we look at some of the best games that are currently on sale on the Nintendo Switch eShop, all the while staying under a budget of only $5. Now this week we have a pretty huge list because with the Sizzle reel combined, we're looking at over 25 games. Now, just as usual, a couple of reminders that number one, I'll be giving away two $5 eShop gift cards. If you're new to the channel and you're wondering how you can participate in future giveaways, all you need to do is be subscribed to the channel and drop a comment in the video. You then check out the next regular deals video to find out if you won. If you want the full contest rules, they're down below in the description of the video. And lastly, if you make it to the end of today's list and you're still looking for some other great deals, I'll also be linking down below the latest regular eShop deals as well as last week's under $5 list, because a lot of those deals are still running and I never repeat them 2 weeks in a row. Now with all that stuff out of the way, let's not waste any more time and jump straight into the deals. Just do remember, if you do like the content, consider hitting that like button. Now, our first great deal for today is a game that's at a brand new lowest ever price, and that is Blood Will Be Spilled. That is now 86% off, dropping to only $1.99, and that will be running all the way to April 4th. Now, this game at heart is a 2D platformer with tactical turn-based combat. I would loosely compare it to something like SteamWorld Heist, although, let's be honest, not exactly with the same level of polish. However, nonetheless, this game has a lot of great things going for it. Number one, it has an amazing hand-drawn art style, a very enticing storyline, and you know what? Some voice acting that is actually quite good. Now mix in some really solid tactical gameplay and you've got a great game on your hands, especially when you're getting it at a super low price of only $1.99. And to be honest, because of this newest low ever price, this game was even in consideration for my pick of the week. Now, our next great deal for today is going to be Johnny Turbo's Arcade Night Slashers. That is back to 75% off, dropping it only to $1.99. This one, however, will be running only till March 24th. Now, you know what? On the Nintendo Switch, we are really lucky because we have a ton of great beat-em-ups. However, one that I think is often overlooked is Night Slashers, the game we're looking at right here. It is an awesome retro-style beat-em-up where, yes, you have to fend off hordes of zombies with 3 super-powered characters. But among the beat-em-ups that you can actually pick up for only $2, I do think that this is one of the strongest entries. And on top of it, the arcade port to the Switch runs very smoothly. However, I will let you know that this is a game that is best enjoyed in co-op. That's where you're really going to have tons of fun. But nonetheless, a great pickup for this week. Now next on our list for today, we have another returning game, however, another one that's at a brand new lowest ever price, and that is Bridge Constructor The Walking Dead. That is now 75% off, dropping it to only $2.49, and this one will be running all the way till April 7th. Now make no mistake, this game is primarily a bridge builder, meaning that the most important part of the gameplay here definitely is the bridge construction, meaning that it's more of a puzzle-like gameplay. However, the fusion with the Walking Dead series does add in an action element with different characters to control with all different abilities. And personally, I've got to say, the mashup works really well here, and I really like the way they used the Walking Dead IP, respecting it and really building off of the crazy world that show created. Because although the primary solutions here often revolve around escaping, you can also set traps for the zombies to pretty much eliminate them. But overall, the package you're getting here for only $2.49 is another amazing pickup for this week. Now, our next entry on the series is a quite weird one. That is Epic Dumpster Bear 2. That is now 50% off, a brand new low of $2.49, and will be running till March 28. Now, first of all, this is actually a game that I live streamed on the channel, and I'll be linking that footage down below if you want to check it out for yourself. Now, I'm not going to say that this is an award-winning platformer, but it does have some very solid gameplay mechanics. But the primary reason you want to pick up this game is for the laughs. Its storyline, its setting, and even its gameplay is just off the walls crazy. You're playing as a bear that acquired superpowers from a toxic spill and is now trying to protect its environment from the polluters. You'll be jumping across platforms, destroying enemies, and even throwing exploding curling rocks. And almost each new level put a smile on my face, making it an easy to recommend game. The only thing I will mention, it does seem like the assets used here are recycled, but nonetheless, there is some merit to the gameplay. And at $2.49, picking this one up for some laughs makes perfect sense. Now next for today, we have another game at a brand new low, and that is Dwarf's Journey, that is now 65% off, dropping to only $2.79, and this one will be running till April 5th. Now the base of the gameplay here is a 2D action roguelite platformer. And yes, we do have quite a few of those on the Nintendo Switch. I would say, however, that if you're looking for a more approachable one, Dwarf Journey actually does a really good job of making it more approachable to someone who's new to the genre. Now there is still a fair level of challenge, however it does a few really nice things to make it much easier to progress. Such as once you've found a boss, showing you their door right away on the starting map so that you can make your way right away for another attempt. Now, although there's nothing groundbreaking in the gameplay here, I would say that when you can pick this one up, like today at only $2.79, it's an extremely solid entry in the genre. So now it's time to take a quick break and announce today's winners of the $5 eShop gift cards. And our first winner for today is going to be Ryan Lacan, who said, "Finally, the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection is affordable, thank you." And no need to thank me because I'm not the one making the deals, but I am super glad you found a great game to pick up, and yes, the Street Fighter collection was definitely my top pick last week. And our second winner for today, and I hope I'm saying it right, is Jared Illigan, who said, "Nostalgia bundles everywhere, thank you for the recommendations." And just as we saw in the previous comment, you're right, Jared, last week was a ton of retro bundles, but a lot of them were some amazing pickups. So now all you need to do to claim your $5 eShop gift cards is reach out to me in my pinned comment down below in this video. So now if we jump back into our deals for today, our next one is a great returning deal, which is Donut County, that is back to 70% off, dropping to only $3.79, and this one will be running till March 28. Now Donut County is one of my favorite story-based physics puzzle games. Number one, you need to know this is a laid-back game. It's not really about a challenge level, it's just about having fun and enjoying the storyline. The gameplay concept here is very simple. You control a hole and your point is to suck up everything on the level. The more you suck in, the bigger the hole gets. But as I said before, the gameplay is really laid back and it's just tons of fun trying to figure out where you need to go to first. But paired it up, like I said, with a really interesting storyline, some visuals that I find extremely appealing, and a really nice soundtrack, and you've got a very good game here, especially at only $3.79. So if you're in the market for this kind of game, it could be an amazing pickup. Now our next great game for today is going to be Hammer Kid, that is now 60% off, dropping its price to $3.99, and once again running till March 28. Now this time around, it's yet again another game that I streamed on the channel, and once again, I'll be linking that down below. But basically, this is a retro-styled action platformer, almost fusing together elements of Mario Brothers and Mega Man. But you're pretty much playing as Kid Thor here, and your point is to make your way through the levels, collecting different items, and basically trying to defeat different enemies and bosses. Now personally, this is a retro platformer I enjoyed a ton. I really like the mix of random power-ups as you make your way through the game, and also the very nicely increasing difficulty level. By the end of the game, things will get challenging, but they throw them at you one at a time, making it nonetheless approachable. Overall, another very solid entry for any fan of retro platformers. Now our next great deal for today is a brand new game to the series. It actually just came out last week, and that is Chex Quest HD, that is now 20% off, $3.99, and this one will be running all the way till April 8th. Now this game has a very original origin, and the Angry Video Game Nerd actually did a whole episode around it. But at its heart, this is basically a Doom clone, however using the Chex cereal brand to make it more family friendly. And this is not just a port of the game that launched in the 90s, it's actually a ground-up remake done with 3D rendered sprites. Now this is another game for this week that isn't groundbreaking in any way, it's just some really solid and zany fun. Especially if you load this up in multiplayer versus mode, it just becomes hilarious. Also, I rarely do this, but I do want to mention that I know this game is free on Steam, so if ever the $4 price point on the Switch is too high, but you do have a PC with Steam, you can actually pick it up for free. Now, our next great game for today is going to be one that we looked at just a couple of weeks ago, and that is Going Under. That is still 75% off, dropping its price to only $4.99 and running till March 24th. On top of it, for a second time, this game will be my pick of the week. Now, Going Under is a 3D dungeon crawling roguelite. And you know what? It is one that is done with a really beautiful art style and some really approachable gameplay yet again. You are basically playing as an intern, and the dungeons you're fighting through are failed tech startup companies. Most of the weapons and items you will be using are all office supplies that you turn into makeshift weapons. And getting a game that is so well-rounded and offering such an amazing package for only $5 is why I couldn't resist making this game my pick of the week yet again. Honestly, if you have $5 to spend and you're not sure what to pick up for this week, I would definitely take a long, hard look at Going Under. And now, next on our list for today is a game that came very close to also possibly being the pick of the week, Mark of the Ninja Remastered, that is back to 75% off, dropping the price to only $4.99, and this one running till March 28. Now, Mark of the Ninja is a 2D action platformer yet again. However, this one really goes and pushes the ninja concept to where it's supposed to be, basically mainly going around stealth gameplay. I've said it in the past, I'm going to say it again, this almost feels like a 2D Metal Gear Solid. And what's really fun about this game is how much replayability there is, because even though you think you found the best way to complete a level, there's almost an infinite possibility of ways you could go about it. But overall, with great visuals, an extremely solid soundtrack, and amazing gameplay, this game is another no-brainer pick for this week. I mean, this is a game that even at its full price of $20 is generally definitely worth it, so right now, getting this for only $5 is just an amazing deal. So now it's time for this week's Sizzle Reel of Deals, and it's a pretty big one with 17 other great games to consider. we're now at the end of our under $5 eShop deals list for this week. I want to hear from all of you. Let me know what games you're picking up in the comments down below. And just before we go, I want to give a huge shout out to the channel supporters. I appreciate their support each and every month. It really helps the channel grow in an awesome way. And don't forget, on the way out, if you did like the content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and hit the notification bell so you know when all my future content comes out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.